Hello, my name is Matthew Ryan, and I'm a part of the South Carolina Home Appraisal Group. Along with me today are my partners who will be helping me appraise this Georgia home. They are Justin Gonzalez, Gavin Harps, Hampton Williams, Hunter Scott, and Stephen Warber. So the home we are appraising today is a single-family home located at 2748 Ridgemore Road, northwest Atlanta, Georgia. It's located in Fulton County, and it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house that was built in 1954. It has about 2,143 square feet and a lot size of about 2.1 acres. It holds a beautiful front patio to go with the spacious back deck that overlooks the green landscape in the backyard. So this house has an amazing white interior to go along with the exterior of the house, along with a very spacious living area. It holds a big dining room that can be used for any type of family dinner. The location of this house is probably the most important part because it provides a ton of opportunity for a family, as there is 3 public school districts located within 3 miles of the home. Also, there is about 20 colleges and universities in the city of Atlanta, and the city of Atlanta itself houses the 3rd highest concentration of Fortune 500 companies as well, making it a great landing spot to start a career for a young family. Within 20 miles of this home, there is a great amount of attractions such as the Atlanta International Airport, Georgia Tech, Atlanta City Hall, Fox Theater, and SunTrust Park, just to name a few. So my team used the sales comparison approach, the cost approach, and 2 methods of the income approach to value our subject property. Along with information researched in outside sources, we came to an appraised value of $647,046.51. The following appraisal report is compiled of data and estimates created by our team. Our estimated market value may differ from the actual selling price of the home, as it's expected to reflect the current market conditions under Atlanta, Georgia. Of course, the market is expected to shift due to COVID-19 along with other possible unexpected reasons. Here for selecting comparables was created by making certain that we were able to choose different houses with unique features, but also still had the same similarities in the most critical areas we were appraising. This criteria consisted of single-family home, at least 3 bedrooms, at least 2 bathrooms, located in Atlanta, Georgia, semi-spacious backyard, a backyard deck, and in between the $500,000 and $700,000 price range. So our first comparable, it's located at 1758 Warren Court, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia. Has a sales price of $639,000, floor size of about 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, built in 1955, and a lot size of about 0.46 acres. And the neighborhood it's located in is Ridgewood Heights.
So our second comparable property for our subject property is 753 Woodward Way, Atlanta, Georgia, 30327. Sales price for this property is $649,900. Has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. The floor size is 1,731 square feet. It is going for $375.45 per square foot. The house was built back in 1950 on just less than an acre. It is in the Woodfield neighborhood, and it had a major remodel back in 2005.
My name is Hampton Williams, and for comparable number 3, we chose this 4-bed, 5-bath for $549,900. It's 2,670 square feet with $206 per square foot. It was built in 1965 and sits on 2.4 acres. This property has the same amount of beds and 1 more bath than the subject property. The floor size is slightly greater and the lot size is much smaller. It was built over 10 years later. They are in the same county and both homes have decks. This property has a detached garage and convenient location.
Great job, Hampton. Hi, I'm Justin Gonzalez, and this is our 4th comparable property. This is 1266 Moores Mill Road, Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, area code 30327. The sale price for this property is $670,000, and it has a floor size of 3,580 square feet. This comes down to a price per square foot of $176. This comparable property has 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It was built in 1948. It has a lot size of 0.89 acres, and it is in the neighborhood Wesley Battle. It had 1 major remodel in 2014. Over to you, Stephen.
Hey, this is Stephen Werber, and continuing with our comparable properties, this is our fifth comp property. It's in the neighborhood of Underwood Hills in Atlanta, has a sales price of $518,000. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath property. It has 2,523 square feet. That equals out to a price per square foot of $205.32. It was built in 1948 and it has a lot size of 0.12 acres. It also underwent a major remodel in 1990.
Hello, my name is Gavin Harbs from South Carolina Home Appraisal. I'll be picking up with comparable property number 6. It's located on Southeast Brownwood Avenue in East Atlanta, Georgia. The sale price is $575,000. It has 4 beds, 4 baths, 2,400 square feet, which puts us at $240 per square foot. It was built in 1940. The lot size is 0.2 acres, and there's been no major remodel done to this property. So in the sales comparison approach evaluation, we need to account for the differences in the comparables to the subject. So say a comparable has 5 bedrooms and our subject only has 4. We need to account for the difference in that number of bedrooms and put a price on it. And so we can compute these statistics that you see here on the slide, and that'll help us when we need to calculate how much we need to adjust for each feature. So you can see here that we broke down the subject, comparable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and labeled how many bedrooms they had, bathrooms, floor size, lot size, year built, major remodel, sale price, and price per square foot. And then we use these to figure out the value for each of them to make adjustments. So the first one we need to do is the beds. And so what we did is we found the average price of the comparables, the average number of beds, and then we gave a percent weight for the price difference due to the number of bedrooms. And that allowed us to find the price per bedroom, which is $22,248.75. So depending on whether the comparable had more or less than the subject, you would add or subtract to adjust the value. The calculation for the adjustments of bathrooms is much the same. You just give a different weight to the bathrooms based on how much they change the price. And so we found the average price of a bathroom to be $13,561.14. For square footage, we found the average price per square foot of all the comparables. And then we multiplied this by the difference between the comparable and the subject property's square footage. And that allowed us to adjust their prices and their value according to the difference. The next adjustment we need to make is for lot size. And so to find the average price per acre, we used the Fulton County Board of Assessors website and found that the average price per acre in Fulton County, Georgia is $116,619.05. So we multiplied this value by the difference in acreage between the comparable property and the subject property, and that allowed us to adjust the comparables. The next one is the year built. So we used the census website to figure out the median home price in Georgia from 1940 to 2000, and then we found the average price increase per year over those 60 years and found it to be $2,193.33. And so we would add or subtract that for each year that the building was built before or after our subject property. And the last one we need to adjust for is a major remodel. So all the properties except for comparable 3 and 6 had major remodels, and that includes our subject property. And so that allowed us to find the average price of a major remodel to a home by taking the home price on Zillow of the ones that had been remodeled before and after the remodel. So we were able to figure out what we thought is the average price of a home remodel. And so for comparable properties 3 and 6, we added $197,660. And we figured that would adjust for the fact that they had not been remodeled in recent history. So using all these statistics and adjustments, we can find the adjusted sale price for each comparable property and the adjusted price per square foot. And then we can use that to find the average of adjusted sale prices for the comparables without the subject property. And then we can find the average of adjusted sale price per square foot of the comparables without the subject property. And that'll help us value our home better.
My name is Hampton Williams, and for the cost approach, we first started by estimating the replication cost of our subject property. We used a house cost estimator, which can be seen here on the right. This calculator allowed us to input various features of our subject property, such as size, materials, quality, and finishes. The calculator then calculated the cost of labor for the Atlanta area. The calculator estimated that our replication cost is $423,693. Next, we decided that our useful life was 65 years due to the major renovations in 2015. The entire house was redone, including an addition of a bedroom and a bath. The house also got a new roof, water heater, and HVAC. We then took the estimated replication cost, divided it by 100, then multiplied it by 35 to get our estimated accrued depreciation. We then subtracted the replication cost by the accrued depreciation to get our depreciated cost of our house. We then used the Fulton County property search to look up the value of the land. The land in 2019 was estimated to be $244,900. Then we added the depreciated cost of our house to the estimated value of land to arrive at our indicated value by the cost approach, which is $520,300.45.
Hello, Justin back again, telling you about the income approach. First, we'll start off with our direct capitalization method. We got most of our data from the Department of Numbers and apartmentpropertyvaluation.com. So first we had to calculate the potential gross income, which we found the median monthly rate for Fulton County, Georgia, where our subject property resides. We multiplied that by 12 months to get a potential gross income of $14,172. We then subtracted vacancy and collection losses, which we obtained by getting the vacancy rate, which was 7.6%, and we multiplied that by our potential gross income and subtracted it from that to get our effective gross income. Next, we needed to subtract operating expenses, and that ended up giving us our net operating income of $10,951.93. With that, we divided it by the market cap rate, which we found to be 7.19%, and we were able to get a price estimate of $151,321.70 through the direct capitalization method. And now we get to the cash flows method part of the income approach. Our assumptions here were a holding period of 10 years, a net operating income at the end of each of those years of $10,951.93, and our discount rate was 3.81%, which we obtained from bankrate.com. The cash flow at the end of the 10th year, of course, is different because we added in the selling price after year 10, and when we added the present value of each cash flow at the end of each year altogether, we found the sum to be $194,478.22, which is what we got which is our result for the cash flows method of the income approach.
So the reconciliation for our value estimates, after appraising our subject through several different methods, we attributed the most weight for to our sales comparison approach, which we gave 75% to. This method gave us the most realistic appraisal for our subject house, and it is the method that all appraisal experts agree should take up the majority of the value of a house like our subject. The cost approach, which is a way of estimating how much it would cost to replicate the subject house, took a weight of 20% in our reconciliation. This approach is best used for older properties with few comparables, and our subject just isn't particularly old or unique. So for that reason, we gave it less weight in our reconciliation than the sales comparison approach. And lastly, we completed the income approach, which included the direct capitalization method and the discounted cash flows method. Going through this approach, we had to make assumptions about a few factors that we didn't have exact numbers for, like the monthly rent, the capitalization rate, and the discounted rate. our house also isn't listed as a home that is meant to make a steady income, and instead is meant for a family to buy it and be occupied by that family. So for these reasons, we distributed the weight between the two methods in the income approach evenly in our reconciliation by giving each one 2.5% overall. And overall, we are confident in our evaluation of the property, but we do feel like we may have undervalued it a little bit. Our valuation for this property is $647,046.51, where the listing price is $675,000. Some reasons we think that we may have undervalued it could be from the assumptions that we had to make when appraising the property, like the holding period, the maintenance cost, how much they would charge for monthly rent, and several other factors. But it could also be possible that the sellers or owners of the property listed the property at a higher value due to the sentimental value that they hold on the property, which could have inflated their estimation.
Hey, so again, this is Stephen Werber, and now we're going to be talking about the coronavirus and how it's affected the U.S. economy, the Atlanta economy, and then how these changes have affected the housing market in particular. So here we have statistics from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's the net change in jobs for the month of March, so last month. The numbers we want to focus on here are leisure and hospitality and professional and business services. So as you can see, for leisure and hospitality, there's been a net change there's been a loss of 460,000 jobs. And then for professional and business services, 52,000. So these are big losses, and they just include firings, not furloughs. So now here, looking at the Atlanta market in specific, what you want to focus on is over here to the right. It's the location quotient relative to the U.S. And this is important because an LQ above 1 indicates that, in our case, Atlanta has a higher concentration of employment relative to the national average. So as you can see, service providing and professional and business services have LQs above 1. Service providing has an LQ of 1.10, and professional and business services has an LQ of 1.32. And so this is important because it means that thousands of Atlanta workers in these two industries will be furloughed or fired, and this will inevitably lead to a loss of income, which then in turn decreases your buying power as you're essentially cash-strapped and have to use the money that you have saved to pay for your expenses, and you're not able to buy discretionary items and keep the economy moving. All right, so now looking at the housing market in particular, an absence of income leads to less buying power, which then naturally leads to a decrease in home buying because a lot of people can't afford to make such a large purchase. And this has helped cause a lower quantity of current home listings. So actually, Realtor.com shows that in March, the number of homes for sale declined nearly 16% year over year. But oddly enough, the national median listing price actually grew 3.8% to an average home price of $320,000. So I think it's possible that the market is yet to reflect the true home values as demand continues to decrease in the near future. So what this means for our subject property is we think it could take it could reflect market trends in 3 possible ways. One of these is that it could have the same price as it had before the coronavirus. Another is that the price could be slightly higher and just follow the market average of 3.8%. Or lastly, the listing could be removed and then relisted in a few months. But the only problem with this is that when you wait to relist in a few months, it's possible that the market will have caught up and the home price values will be truly reflected, which would mean that the prices would be lower. So you might be better off just sticking to it and listing at this current time. So that's all we have. Thank you for listening.